Hello and welcome. I'm Otis Landerholm. I'm the founding attorney here at Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C, where we fight for your American dream. Thanks so much for being with me today. Today I want to discuss VAWA, Violence Against Women Act cases, all right, versus the U visa, all right? U visas are for people who have been the victims of crimes here in the United States, and there's a long list of crimes that qualify for the U visa. All right, and that can include abduction and blackmail and assault if it was a felony, all right? And it can also include domestic violence, among many other qualifying crimes for the U visa. Another requirement for the U visa is you have to have been helpful in the investigation or the prosecution of that crime, all right? That's all I'll say about the requirements for the U visa. VAWA is specific for domestic violence and quote-unquote extreme cruelty, but it has to be by a U.S. citizen or a green card holding spouse or parent, all right, and in some instances, child, all right? And so not all crimes will qualify for VAWA, but domestic violence-related type crimes can count for VAWA. Now, another thing to be aware of is some things that might not be crimes can also count for VAWA. In other words, quote unquote, extreme cruelty. If somebody is like a U.S. citizen, but they are constantly insulting you, all right, constantly insulting you, saying you're good for nothing, saying bad stuff about you, all right, and basically making your life a living hell in whatever way, just spoken, that's not a quote-unquote crime necessarily, but it can qualify someone for VAWA. Something to keep in mind. In my opinion, one of the benefits of VAWA over the U visa is that you don't have to call the police. For VAWA, to win a VAWA case, you don't have to be, one, you don't have to call the police to report the domestic abuse that you've suffered. Two, you don't have to get a signed supplement B, a signed certification from a law enforcement agency signing that you have been helpful or cooperated with them. So that's a huge benefit for VAWA cases that you do have to do those things with the U visa. Another benefit, which is maybe the biggest, is that U visas take years right now. They don't have to take years, but unfortunately, there's a backlog with U visa cases that does not exist. There's some delay with VAWA, but a VAWA case will take 8 months to a year and a half within that, versus a U visa will take 10, 12, 13, 15 years before the government will finally be able to adjudicate it, just because the waiting list for U visas is so long right now. And that's it. That's all I wanted to explain today. So real quick, there are some serious advantages to doing VAWA instead of doing a U visa. So why would anybody do a U visa? If you're the victim of domestic violence, for example, why would anybody do a U visa? Well, maybe your spouse wasn't a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, right? In that case, you got to do it through a U visa. Or maybe you, for whatever reason, can't show the other requirements for VAWA. VAWA requires showing that you had a good faith marriage. VAWA requires showing that you are a person of quote unquote good moral character. So if you yourself have a criminal record, for example, or other issues that have made you inadmissible, the U visa has more powerful waivers than VAWA does. So just something else to keep in mind. Anyway, if you have questions, if you've been like the victim of abuse, right? And if you have questions about how you could maybe use what you've gone through and what you've suffered through to help you with immigration, with your immigration status, then like don't hesitate. You know, pick up the phone, give us a call. In our office, the initial call is absolutely free. A consultation is $95. Like, don't let those things slow you down even for a second, right? Like, get the advice that you need so that you can get yourself taken care of. All right. So I hope this was helpful. Give us a thumbs up if this was a useful video, or subscribe, subscribe to our channel here on YouTube, as we're always trying to put out content about the latest changes in immigration law. Thank you so much for being with me. I'm Otis Landerholm, Landerholm Immigration, A.P.C, where we fight for your American dream. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.